Okay. Test, test. Check, 1, 2, 3. Check, check. I'm. Hmm. We're sending stuff down the B bus. I'm looking at it right now. Hello?
We can't hear you on this end. So, like right now, Kenny, if you're talking, we can't hear you through the headphones. But what I did is I took it out of the mix matrix in the input. So if I can drive here real quick, if you don't mind, um, what what's happening is that even though you're talking, it's not going to the main. What I'm doing is that if you look right here, I took it out of the master left right. So even though it's sending to the master bus, um, it's not going through to the master bus. The only thing that's going through should be um, we can absolutely hear you and you can absolutely hear us. If you want to come in through the main, you'd have to come into settings here and then channel matrix and make your send left right. So then you are sending to the mains. If not, just as that. I'm not sure as to why it's not sending to the headphone left right. There's something going on with the audio outputs, I think. But I'm not sure as to why that's happening. It just is. But yeah, I'm not sure why it's happening. It's really strange. Um but like you're coming in through A and B fine. I think that A and B just isn't sending to the Axia driver correctly. I'll have to take a look on a day when I have an extra second and no one's in here. That's typically never that Venn diagram is two separate circles about a mile apart. Um, but for all things considered right now, we can at least hear you. You can hear us, and you're not going through the mains. Only when you want to go through the mains, you go into there, and then
That
channel
diagram
matrix.
is two
Yeah,
separate circles
that's
of a mile
that's
apart.
Mike that's
I
controlling
don't
this
know
driver
why
right
that
now, right?
impressed me, but it did.
Trying to figure out who's who and where everything's going.
It
So
was
that's
it
why.
was a very geek moment by me. I don't.
But yeah, I'm not sure this. Yeah, this is a new development that I'm not even sure exactly what's going on. I need to take a look as to see why that's the case, and I'll touch base with you at some point, and we can maybe set up a time to investigate further. But um, perfect. You know what? Yeah, we'll just plan for someone, and I will just get on here and see exactly what's going on. But I'll get out of your hair since you guys are trying to get this done. But for time being, this has been the workaround that we've been able to get working. I'm not sure as to why this is happening though. But all right,
Thank you.
absolutely, guys. Sorry for the trouble.
All
Appreciate
good.
you, Chief.
Yeah, absolutely.
Test, test. Okay, just making sure because last time the audio didn't work and we had to like scratch all my parts out. So
Oh, really? I didn't realize
yeah, Sean and Devin, you guys can hear me well.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I mean that's the most important thing. So we'll go as planned. Mike says he's got it. But yeah, last week all the audio didn't come through from my segment, so which was unfortunate because I really really like the things I said about Nick Sirianni. They still stand.
Yeah.
They still stand today.
Even more so.
So are you
I-
going to be able to talk today? Because since Barrett isn't here, we were saying we could bring you in for more segments.
Yeah, of course. Whatever
Okay.
segments you guys want to bring me on, I'll be ready to hop in. If you guys, I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah, I
was
would.
gonna-
I think we should. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh no, go ahead. I was just gonna say the 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Yeah, for like best bets and stuff.
best bets, alternative bets, with your best bets, big games of the week. You can, you know what I mean?
yeah, for sure. That sounds good. All right, are we ready to go here? Sounds good. You guys want me to give you like a 30?
Now just go.
All right. Whenever you're ready, I'll start the timer.
What is this, week 5?
Yeah. Which
Yes.
one's mine? That one's mine. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, whenever you guys are ready.
Okay.
All right. Y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
Welcome back for week 5 of the Sunday Spread, presented by BetMGM on the BetQL Network. I am Sean Bell. To my left is Devin Caney, and to my right, Jamaica. Barry
Yeah.
Brooks is in Jamaica.
Just decided to take a little vacation
Must
in the
be
middle
nice.
of the NFL season. Guess the Eagles go on by, and so does Barrett.
So does Barrett going by, and he gets to go to Jamaica while we sitting here in Philadelphia. No disrespect, Philadelphia, but it's Philadelphia, not Jamaica.
It's not Jamaica.
That's
It's
where
not
I wish I
Jamaica,
was
so.
right now, in Jamaica.
Me too. Sounds pretty nice. I hope he's relaxing and having a great time.
What's your favorite place to vacation?
That's a good question.
I know I just brought it on you. What's your favorite
My
place?
favorite place I've been, or
Your favorite place
most
you've been.
relaxing. Like, I feel like there are different categories of vacation here. You know.
Oh, here we go. How are there different categories?
Because you have, like, I love going to London, but that's not necessarily a relaxing vacation. Like a European vacation, you're traveling around all the time. Where if you're in Jamaica,
What type of vacationer are you? Because
I can do both.
I'm gonna be a little women versus men right now because
Okay.
my wife, when we come back from vacation, I feel tired. I told her that's not a vacation to me because she wants to see everything everywhere and there's an entire itinerary of things to do. I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I want to sit on a beach like Jamaica, like Turks and Caicos, like Key West, and chill.
Yeah.
Or which one are you?
So if I really just want to relax, definitely a beach. Nothing. My mom and I, we haven't been in a few years, but we used to do just like a girls' vacation every year, usually every spring, where we'd go to like Cancun, Cabo, Turks and Caicos, wherever, and just do absolutely nothing except for drink on the beach. That's my true vacation. I agree with you. Like, I think I'm not the type of person that loves to, set a full itinerary. I have friends who are like that. But yeah, if I needed some time off, I'm going to the beach. So my favorite beach I've ever been to answer your first question, probably Turks and Caicos. Most beautiful beaches I've ever seen in my life. You mentioned Key West. Key Largo, also very underrated place in the United States.
I love Key West. Key West felt like New Orleans.
It's
but
cool.
On the beach.
Yeah,
it's very
it's
relaxed.
funky. It's funky
but
and it's beautiful
at the same time. Like it was probably my favorite in the States place to go.
Yeah.
Just because of how relaxing, but at the same time funky and fun.
You should try
like
Key
Key West
Largo
and New
because it's like
Orleans
Key West, but
places.
less crowded and less. It doesn't have like a town. It's a lot smaller, but because of that, it's just very quiet, very low key, and like the water is beautiful. You can go snorkeling.
Isn't this a betting show? What are we
It
talking
is
about?
a betting show. But you know what I mean? We got to talk about our vacation since the Eagles. And our first segment is always where we got it right and where we got it wrong.
Let's keep talking about vacations.
Exactly. So I was trying to avoid the statements of where we got it wrong in particular. So with that said, I'm going to start off where I got it right. All right, just to start off on a happy note. I told y'all, Barrett isn't here to get the wrath, so you're going to get some of the wrath.
Okay.
Baltimore Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first one where at first I said, yeah, Buffalo Bills, but then I looked at the schedules. I said, Buffalo hasn't played anybody.
Yeah.
And so when they played Baltimore, I felt confident that the Baltimore Ravens were going to say, we played a couple teams and we kept it close.
Mm-hmm.
And we are still close to that Super Bowl team, or at least that AFC Championship team. And they routed the Buffalo Bills. I was surprised that it was a rout.
I was surprised. Yes, I was surprised at how much they were up by, and how much they beat them by. I definitely got that one wrong. Let's see. I've got a list. It was my worst week yet, which is kind of shocking because this NFL season has just been drunk overall. Like, I just feel like it's been the strangest season so far. Like, the underdogs are upsetting all over the place. I got knocked out of my survivor pool for the final time. So I was wrong. So last week, I was talking about my survivor pool woes and how every week I had picked wrong, but my pool allows you to buy back in through 3 weeks. So I thought I was out. I don't remember who I took in week 3. I think I took the Bucks, and they lost to the Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was it. Turns out I had one more shot, and I was like, you know what?
Took it.
I'm not even gonna. I'm retiring survivor pool. I can't do it. My boyfriend was like, no, because he was the one who told me to bet the Bucks. He felt responsible. He was like, I'll pay for you. Buy back in. I took the Jets. And I got knocked out for the 4th and final time. And it was so close, too. It was so close. After I went on a whole rant, too, about how Aaron Rodgers and the Jets aren't as good as everyone just assumes that they're going to be, and they just overrate them because of Aaron Rodgers. I still took them in survivor pool. The Broncos, both weeks. Yeah.
That has to be a record. To be knocked out, I didn't even know that was possible. To be knocked out in a survivor pool 4 weeks in a row is a record. I didn't know you were allowed to do it 2 weeks in a row.
If at this
4
point,
weeks in a row?
If at this point you're still in a survivor pool, especially one that doesn't allow you to buy back in, congrats, because that's incredible. Like, I don't know who you've been taking, but yeah, it hasn't been fun. I was also wrong. I keep thinking that tight ends are going to start heating up. I'm filling in for Barrett here with my love for tight ends. He's usually our tight end guy.
Whoa.
Whoa. Travis Kelce did a little bit more, but he still hasn't scored a touchdown. I was totally wrong. I thought Mike Gesicki was going to go off for the Bengals. Nope, didn't even hit over 27 receiving yards. Kyle Pitts did absolutely nothing. Just terrible.
It's
terrible week.
Every week there's been at least 5 upsets.
It
right?
hasn't really been
at least 5 upsets.
That's crazy.
It's been a ridiculous season when it comes to that. So again, I was definitely wrong with right with the Baltimore Ravens. I was wrong with a lot of other things though. The Rams, Chicago Bears, the Bears, came up and got a dub, right? Like I thought the Rams would be able to overcome because they were able to overcome against the San Francisco 49ers. The Minnesota Vikings still. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but still.
Haven't lost. Are they
haven't
elite?
lost. They're
Sam Darnold elite? Sam Darnold is the best quarterback in the league right now. Jaden Daniels starting to give him a run for his money, but, I mean, Sam Darnold, best quarterback rating in the NFL. Who would have thought? Not me. You don't look happy about that.
Yeah, I'm not happy about that. I'm not happy about that at all because, again, the Minnesota Vikings are a team that you don't believe in. That I don't believe in. But it seems like they're making believers out of me. Again, they have the best. They beat, the Texans. They beat the 49ers. They not only are they 4-0, but they beat teams that we expect to be playoff teams. The other place where I did get it right, that's going to upset you and the ghost of Barrett Brooks, which is in Jamaica.
The ghost of Barrett Brooks, yeah.
The Eagles losing to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I told you guys. Yeah. I think the Eagles have struggles against the Bucs regardless, right?
The Buccaneers have something about the Bucs and playing in Tampa. The Eagles
Todd Bowles just sort of owns
Jalen
Hurts, has him figured out. They have a bunch of injuries on that roster, so they weren't able to play. But I ask you, What's your worry meter on Jalen Hurts?
Pretty high. Pretty high.
Said simply.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think a lot of us were wrong on that Eagles-Bucks pick. I wasn't super confident just because of the injuries.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also have the weather. So there was the hurricane that rolled through. It wasn't raining, but still because of that and because it's Florida, it was like 105-degree real feel down on the field. It was humid. I know that had to have impacted players. Like guys were going off the field with dehydration. And I'm not saying all of this to make excuses because I still think the Eagles just on both sides of the ball played horribly. I would say the biggest concern level for me is with the coaching. And that's not just Nick Sirianni. Like, I think he's taking the brunt of it as he should because he's the head coach. But Vic Fangio and this defense, like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? You're just letting Mike Evans catch. He should have listened to our show because Sean Evans goes on a rant about how Mike Evans is the best receiver of all time every single week. Maybe Vic Fangio should have listened to that instead of putting, like, guys in weird coverage positions on Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, the list goes on. Their offense just rolled over the Eagles defense. And then Kellen Moore, whatever his role is, just the play calling has been very confusing to me. I don't think Saquon Barkley's touching the ball nearly enough as he should, especially with all the injuries. Yeah. Our producer said, Evans said Quinyon Mitchell couldn't guard him. Well, Quinyon Mitchell has played 3-4 NFL games total. He's a rookie, and you're going to put him on a guy who puts up 1,000 receiving yards a season?
And Quinyon's a dog, though, right? Like, he's one of the only bright spot when it comes to young players. He's
great, yes.
For the Eagles team. Jalen Hurts concerns me a lot because his pocket presence was one of the worst I've seen him in a long time. Like, I understand Lane Johnson's out. I understand your weapons are out.
Mm-hmm.
But if a guy runs past you, he's probably behind you somewhere.
Yeah.
And he's probably going to come and get you.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you staying in the exact same spot? Also, what worries me is I kept saying, why aren't you getting out of the pocket and boogieing? Get out and run. Get out and do some things. Scamper. Right? Yeah. Like what he was in the Super Bowl run where he might F around because here's why I'm mad. I had a parlay in that game, a 6-leg parlay. 5 of the legs hit, but I picked Jalen Hurts to run for over 40 yards.
Yeah.
And the man decided not to get out of the pocket and run. I'm going to stay in the pocket and get strip sacked instead of running. And I'm like, Jalen, that's what made you special 2 years ago in the MVP candidate. Like, I know you don't want to get hurt, but the threat of I may pop one for 35 has to be there for Jalen Hurts instead of him staying in the pocket and then making bad decisions.
He has to be more aware. He also holds on to the ball way too long, turns the ball over way too much. And that's all, like, these are all, correlated issues. Hearing Tom Brady kind of break it down, I'm like, Tom Brady, do you want to quit broadcasting because you're really not that great at it and, like, come be Jalen Hurts' personal coach? Yeah, I mean, and I don't blame the O-line. I know that Lane Johnson was out, but there's only so long that the Eagles' offensive line can hold those guys back. Like, Jalen's holding on to the ball the longest out of any quarterback in the league. Any quarterback in the league right now. And he was last year, too. What was he doing in 2022 when the Eagles went to the Super Bowl and he was an MVP candidate? He was getting the ball out quick. So whatever is, I feel like it's like a mental thing, honestly, at this point. Like, it's, I don't know if it's the yips or what. He's overthinking it, and he's not, he needs to make better decisions and quicker decisions.
Definitely quicker decisions. So let's get to something that can actually affect betting, affect fantasy ownership.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams wants out of Oakland.
Sure does, yeah.
He wants to get out of
here.
Out
of Oakland.
Las Vegas. I'm
Vegas.
not.
Vegas.
You're forever Oakland to me, and Chargers, you're forever San Diego.
Oh, Chargers? Well, for some reason,
Diego.
I'm having a harder time with the Chargers than the Raiders. Like, Chargers, I still call them San Diego Chargers.
Like, stop it. That's who you are. And no one cares about you in L.A., by the way. So you might as well go back to San Diego. But he wants out of Vegas. He wants out of whatever has to do with the Raiders. And people are picking around. One thing I want to say to him is, stop trying to play with your friends. Right? Like, it's like, oh, the rumors are you want to go to the Saints or you want to go to the Jets for your former quarterbacks. Didn't you learn your lesson? When you left Green Bay, you went to go, I'm going to go play with my old quarterback in Derek Carr. How'd that work out for you? It sucked, and he was out quick. Now you want to go back and find Derek Carr, or you want to go to where Aaron Rodgers, who we both think isn't that good anymore.
No.
So, Devontae Adams, when you're at the top of your game and you have a quarterback, you're a top 3 wide receiver in the league, Go ask to play for real quarterbacks in real situations. So that's my advice to you, Devontae. I know you ain't listening to me, but that's my advice. Forget about playing with your friends. Go find a real quarterback in a real offensive system. But what can that do, and where do you think he can fit? Because there's rumors are he may end up in the NFC East.
I know. I was just gonna say I hope he doesn't end up in the NFC East because the Commanders. We'll get to the Commanders in a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not downplaying their success. Like, they've been playing great. Jaden McDaniels, is definitely a threat and a great quarterback. But I also think maybe we need to like reel it in a little bit. It's so funny with the NFL. Like, it's a team can go from horrendous to like the best team ever, and a player and especially a quarterback can go from horrible and washed or a bust to an MVP in like a game. Yeah. So Jaden McDaniels is currently Daniels. Sorry,
I do it all the time.
Mike
too.
McDaniel. There's a lot of McDaniels in the NFL. Jaden Daniels like playing great, but I also think maybe we need to just like reel it in a little bit. Anyways, I hope that Devontae Adams doesn't go to the Commanders.
Yeah.
I think he fits with the Kansas City Chiefs, and I think that
can't happen.
Right.
Can't happen.
Which is just great. Like, I get it, but I also think like if you have a chance and you have injuries, Rashee Rice is out. Isaiah Pacheco has already been out. Like they need more help, and to not make a trade simply because it's a rival, it's a little bit crazy to me.
I'm that petty though. I'm not petty.
For the Eagles and Giants, what could go wrong?
I'm that. Yeah, exactly. I'm that petty. I'm like, I'm not sending you. And there's rumors of Dallas also being the landing spot.
Yeah, don't come to the NFC East, please. Please.
Dallas only has CD as
a
weapon.
Go play with your friends. Go to the Jets.
That
go to the Bills.
Be a possibility, but
the Ravens could use him too.
Yeah, people talking about the Ravens.
Ravens don't have a lot of
good landing spot, and that's a spot that he said he's willing to go to. He says, I want to go play with Lamar also.
Okay.
He said that on the record because I think a question was asked of whether or not he wants that 1,700-yard season or would he be okay playing with Lamar but only getting 900,000 yards. He's like, hey, Lamar, Super Bowl? Yeah, I'll take that option. So that would be unbelievable for him to go there and play. But, again, a lot of different places that he can go to. I mean, even the Chargers. You look at the Chargers team.
Is that an option for him?
I don't think so. He hasn't mentioned them, but why not?
Yeah.
You got Justin Herbert. You got offense. You got. They're missing wide receivers. They have young wide receiver options. Again, I think almost every team should be in on Devontae except like 4 teams in the league because they're already stacked with the wide receiver position, like the Eagles. You know what I mean? But everybody else should be in on that type of individual, right?
Yeah.
So again, that can change a lot when it comes to betting, when it comes to fantasy ownership, when it comes to everything, depending on where Devontae ends up. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, it's every week. This is maybe the most important segment because it's so many upsets, at least 5 upsets in every week so far. It's looking like it's going to be more of that. We're trying to figure out who is what in what situation. So next segment coming up, upset alerts. We're going to pick who we think is going to upset, and there's going to be at least 5. So we got to pick at least 5. All right, this is the Sunday Spread. Devin Caney, Sean Bell, presented by BetMGM.
Oh my God, Jaden McDaniels. Wait, doesn't he have a brother? Did he or his brother play for the Sixers?
Yes. Yes, he did. God, what's Jaden's brother's name? Jalen, I want to say.
Jalen? They're like weirdly similar.
Jalen?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're identical
That's his brother?
twins too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out here giving travel tips if anyone needs them. Key Largo is beautiful though. Highly recommend. It's like the closest to the Caribbean I've been to in the United States.
All right.
Wait, isn't that in like Africa? Oh, okay. Is it as beautiful as it looks in photos? That's really cool. That's one of those places that I see like photos and stuff of, and I'm like, it's like a pipe dream. Like I don't even know if I could survive a flight that long.
Hey, did you guys want to take a look at the underdogs? And do you want me to highlight any we want to get to first of like